Hello again. I should be getting some sleep, so I'm gonna try not to make this too long. But I've seen it right from the beginning. There was something foul right from the beginning for a while. Well, maybe not right from the beginning. Not literally. It took a few days, few weeks, I don't know, but pretty close to the beginning that there's something majorly off, and that just kept getting reconfirmed over and over and over again. These can't, what is their purpose? What's going on? What is this awakening thing? These Hebrew Israelite camps exposing Christianity, right? They sound good, got way more true doctrine, uh, but what they all have in common, most of these, is what I've said before already, that they're haters. They got foul spirit in them, man. Wrath and anger and haters of the white man just because he's white. It can't be more evil or blasphemous or partial. And they say that's who the Father is. So they're putting that to our Creator, that he's partial, racist, all these things. It's a huge, huge sin, huge missing of the mark. But I've been studying it a little more recently. Their clothes that they're wearing and everything. They're Freemasons, man. The same symbols, the same patterns, the same V patterns, the same uh the so-called Star of David, which is not the Star of David. He didn't have some pagan satanic symbol and worshiped it. If anything, that was to Solomon was into pagan stuff. He fell away for however long and had all those pagan, women from all the pagan nations, like so many women. If anything, it's associated to paganism and evil and Solomon's beastly kingdom. That's why he received 666 talents of gold a year. It's weird because the literal translation says for the year, or like it sounds like it's 1 year, but then other translations say per year or like every year. I'm not sure which one's right. A little bit odd. I don't know what's going on there, but maybe the Hebrew has that sense. But if you translate it literally, it sounds like it's 1 year. That's the problem with some really literal translation sometimes. Because the true Hebrew meaning, somebody that knows the Hebrew has the deeper or more flavors, more, it can mean more than just one simple English word translation. Forget that now. They're not all of the people, but the leaders. They're paid. They're paid. They're of the devil, man. They're of the system. They're of the beast. They didn't just rise up to fame out of nowhere. I've always wondered how people do that. How do you get 200,000 subscribers all of a sudden? 50,000 subscribers within a year. Just boom. How do you do that if you're not of the devil somehow and you're not reaping off the benefits of this world, do stupid things, give yourself to it, right? Sell your soul, give your soul to fame, riches, and lust, and you want that, and you're giving it. You're giving it. Father gives you it. Ultimately lets you give it. Satan gives you it. He lets Satan give you it. And that's a lot of these camps. They just popped out of nowhere and they're super popular. They got airplanes. They're like, well, do they even work? Where'd they get all their money from? All these questions nobody's asking. Nobody's asking. They just popped out of nowhere and they're going all around the world. And I know I've said this many times with other truths. There's so many different paths and directions to get sucked in. That's what all the religions are for. Oh, I see something like this. And the Hindu way, it drags that person in, sucks them in. So what they found out, what the devil knows is going on, is that the last few years there has been an awakening to truth. Uh, you know, to to believe in the true creator, the Father and the Messiah. But because of that, you can't stop the Spirit. I mean, not ultimately, but so what does Satan do? The same tactic he's always done for so long, since forever. If you can't stop it, become it. Become it. It's what they did with Christianity. Christianity took over the true believers and the true way, and took their hearts too, and their spirit and everything, become prideful, and everything about you is wrong. Have you ever wondered, do you even ask these questions, how the Roman Catholic Church came to be and all the denominations that came from her? So powerful all over the earth, expensive buildings. Where do they get their money from? What do you think? What's going on there? You think that's some kind of giant accident? How did it come to be? Because if somebody that truly has a spirit, they're going to turn the other cheek. They're not going in for physical war and hating people. They really are sheep. They're just going to die. That's it. Call it weak, call it stupid. That's what this world says, but that's what they'll do. They'll just die for doing what they know is right and true. So how did the truth become the Roman Catholic Church system? Power, riches, money, power everywhere. Such great power. How? It's not even possible for true believers to have their own religion and become powerful like that. It's not even possible. They can't do that. You gotta be able to see this, because how many people are teaching this? How do you know Christianity and all its denominations are false right away? Because you couldn't become that. You can never become, look, here's my religion. Here's my $2 million building. They would never do such a thing, nor could they. They would just be slaughtered over and over again if they rose to fame. That's exactly what happened the last 2,000 years. They just keep slaughtering them. That's all. Maybe more so spiritually now, because, in the world we live in, it's a little harder to get away on just burning somebody on a stake in your backyard or something. So the divisions is how he does it, and sucks people in. Now there could be some more truth over here. It's a little closer to the truth over here. Then there's just a major lie and other lies. And this one has some other truth, exposes the other one. And then they have, sure enough, they have doctrines of demons in there too. So what is this Hebrew Israelite camp thing? It's to suck in the people that are, they're waking up. The devil knows the time is short. It's the last days, the end of the last days, the latter days of the last days. Everyone, they know it up there in the high places. They know it. So they send in agents and they give them a lot of power and money, and probably break deals with them. And some of them are from prison. Who knows? The Freemasonic signs everywhere, the satanic star of so-called Judaism, it's satanic. It's a satanic symbol. It's a bunch of crosses, like the pagan Christian cross, and Nazi. Just look up Google crosses, and there's all kinds of crosses. It comes in many different flavors and shapes. It's a cross. It's a cross. It's pagan, just like all the other crosses are pagan. The T-shaped symbol is pagan, period. Never existed, never happened. It's pagan. They created another religion called Christianity. So then people started exposing it, and truth started coming out. So what do they do to stop it? Because they can't just go and start shooting them, start killing them for no reason. You can't get away with that. And there's too many of them everywhere, so you'd have to be going around killing them all over the world. Just you can't do that. The world can't do that. That's why they don't know what this mark of the beast thing. They have no clue. They think you're going to go through some security check line and they're going to say insert chip in forehead. I don't think that's happening. I keep getting that over and over. Could I be wrong? Could it be a stepping stone of a revelation and not the actual revelation? Maybe. But so far, I keep getting that's not happening. No physical chip is going to be inserted in someone's head and forced in your head. Bow, worship us, or else. It's going to be something way more deceptive than that. Well, it's always been deceptive. If you don't overcome sin, you're already deceived. You already have the mark of the beast. So looking at it from a true spiritual understanding, it always existed. Revelation is for all people, for all time. But the going to the latter days of the last days, some kind of physical manifestation, I don't think it's going to be something so obvious like that. So they're sucking all these people in, these the colored people that believe that they're Hebrew, from natural Israel from way back. And this truth has been coming out the last few years that, there was no Jesus, some white Jesus with long hair and blue eyes that looks like a Roman dude. That's starting to be exposed. So what they do is they send in these agents, then they wear a bunch of Freemasonic, and they do weird, strange things, just like the Freemasons do. If you do your research, they do same motion, same actions, same symbols, same attitude, same the clothing, everything, very similar. Pagan, just pagan. That's all. Freemasonry is pagan. It's like worship of all kinds of gods. It doesn't matter. Um, so then they send these people out to suck people in that learn their Bible, right? That take some of these truths and start teaching them. And they go, wow, this coming out of the Christian church world, this is wrong. This is a lie, I want to follow the truth and join one of these camps. And then they do. And then they join them and think they're doing right. Then they teach a damnable doctrine like if you're white, there's no salvation for you. They literally teach that, and that makes anger and wrath come in you automatically. It's the judgment. And once that happens, you start grieving the spirit, and then you're sucked in and blind. You can't hear him anymore. That's how Satan works. Because if you have a damnable doctrine like that, and you start believing that, and all white people, and you have this vicious hatred towards all white people, you don't have his spirit anymore. Sorry. Sorry, boys in the camp. You can't retain that because he's perfect, and acting and believing that is about as 180 as it gets. So maybe step one, grieve the spirit. Step two, totally die and fall off the path. And that's what they do. That's what they've done. Now, they've put it out in the news that they're hate groups, and they're cussing and they're cursing and they're telling everyone white people are devils. All of them are white. Just because you're a devil just because you're white. All the racism and everything that happened, all the slavery, all these years, they're doing now that back. They're doing that back in total hypocrisy. Total hypocrisy. All the blacks, slavery, all the hardships people should know about, that's been happening for forever. Now they're doing that, and they're saying that's what's going to become of the white people and all this stuff, and they take the message of anyone who believes in him will have life, and keep his commandments, and saying that message isn't true. Just blacks only, specifically us, specifically our camps, blacks. It doesn't get more damnable than that. That wall that broke down with Gentile and Jew, Gentiles were receiving the Spirit way back then, being grafted in. They say that doesn't exist. maybe the second biggest thing in the teachings of the New Testament, besides Messiah and what Messiah did, is that teaching. It's right up there with the top, that others can believe all around the world. Doesn't matter if you're a believer, you can be grafted in. They take it's like the second biggest truth in the New Testament writings. What's bigger than that besides Messiah himself and what he did? I think that's like the second biggest thing then, is Gentiles being grafted in. That's got to be like the second biggest thing. And they trash it, say it's wrong, call it a lie. It's a different Messiah. It's a different plan. It's a different gospel. It's a different everything. It's satanic. It's evil. It's severe blasphemy and heresy. I mean, to the 33rd Freemason degree. And this kind of stuff's going around everywhere, all around the world, all around YouTube. Just more of this, man, and I'm getting tired of seeing it. You literally just have to back off and not look at these people, because it affects you even through the stupid screen. It does. The spirits like jump at you from the screen. You can't watch evil very long. It's going to affect you. It's just better to stay away from it most of the time. Evil teachings and people that are evil, doing evil. You watch that too long, you're going to start becoming it. They're full of rage and anger and wrath. So what's the plan? Well, it's to do just like he's done with so many other truths. You give it to someone popular, make it worldwide famous, and make sure that person is acting like a dummy, like a retard. What goes up must come down. So therefore, that truth, what goes up, what comes down, is retarded because it's linked with Al Gore. And then you do away with it. That's how it works. And many other things that they do like that. Same with, possibly the globe earth lie, whether it's flat or something else, concave. You make it look stupid, give it to stupid people acting stupid, and then the whole thing is stupid. And then you become stupid and mocked, and they buy it like brain dead sheep. They buy it, and then they point fingers at you. It literally works. It's crazy that it actually works, that there's people that most everyone is that blind. So then somebody that comes across to be doing what's right and wants to do what's truly right, you're going to be connected to those Hebrew Israelite camps that believe in the sacred name, the sacred name movement, that they create these tight boxes, and then they put in agents that make, that teach crazy, insane things about the names. And then therefore all who use a different name other than Jesus is a wild heretic, insane and hateful and all this stuff. That's what they do to you. That's what they're going to do to us. It's just getting worse and worse, man. There's going to be you're not going to have anyone that believes you. It's just going to get worse and worse from every corner. No one's going to believe you. It's already, getting worse, and it's happening. You'll be labeled just like them. Oh, you're one of those like messianic guys. Yeah, I've seen those on TV, on television. I've seen them people. They cuss people out. They're calling all people white devils. Oh, yeah, that's who you are. Yeah, that's Satan's devices. That's his tactic. That's what's going on right now as I speak. That's what's going on. A new agent probably got hired just right now to make another group and capture more people all over the world, to get sucked into it. And then these people will be thrown in camps, because the beast is going to overcome the saints, and whoever they are, by the time that finally starts being fulfilled and starts coming, the whole world will see and believe in their own mind that the true worshipers of the Father are totally insane, crazy terrorists that are wicked, evil abominations, racist, cruel, violent, and perverted. That's what the whole world's going to believe about us true believers. That's what it's shaping to be. That's just for one thing. That's it. It's just for one thing. Spirit of Antichrist, spirit of anti-Messiah. It just wants to go and kill all the true believers, separate them out and kill them. That's it. That's the only reason all things exist right now. All governments, everything they do, every little details to kill the saints. That's it. That's what I've been given to see. It sounds crazy, but that's what it's been trying to do, that foul spirit for 2,000 years, is to get rid of the saints. That's it. Over and over again. Every time some truth comes out, they get scattered, divided, and beaten up, tortured, and killed in every way, shape, and form. That's what's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. And at a massive level, massive scale. Just a matter of short time. There's an Agenda 21 and then there's the Agenda 2030, two different things. So there's probably going to be some massive things that start happening in 2021 up till the end. It's pretty obvious for anybody, with half an eye open, with half of your one-eyed symbol, Freemasonic, whatever. Eye of Horus, Eye of Satan. This division is just going to get worse and worse, and more confusion, more people hating each other. Over the smallest details, people will have pure hatred in them and go on write comments and say you're a demon, that you don't have any oil in you because you disagree with like some minor thing or whatever, It's just going to get worse and worse. Nobody even knows how to become one. It's like, where is that? Where is that people that are one in the spirit and truth? Or joining that unity that already exists? How come no one can do that? Why does it always keep dividing? Satan doesn't want anything to become one. It's too powerful. It's going to go against his desire to, all the devils in this world is to control, manipulate, use, abuse. They don't want to lose that control. It's going to be a great thing when the nations get angry, and like it says, the nations were angry. He took over his reign. He took over the reign. He started to reign, and the nations were angry. How many of them? All of them, because it's the nations. There doesn't have to say all. Good thing it doesn't say all, because some theologian would probably come in and say all doesn't mean all, but it means very few. Christianity's deceived. Their own symbol is paganism, cross, very similar to the Egyptian cross, and all kinds of other crosses. And you see that cross in Hollywood since day one. You see violent, evil, dark, scary movies with crosses everywhere. Why? And you see the Catholics, the nuns with crosses, and you see Hollywood actors everywhere with crosses. Why? You think that's the truth, the cross, that stupid T-shaped pagan thing? It's not. I've seen that for, I don't know, I've been given to see that for like 3 or 4 years now. Even down to the symbol, it's pagan. And it represents the devil, Satan. Any cross, doesn't matter which kind, even the star that crosses many times, it's pagan and it's of Satan. It's on their flag in Israel over there, Judaism, okay? It's because the devil runs the show. It's the synagogue of Satan over there too. Wake up. Those people aren't from Abraham. It's part of the massive end time deception. Not very many people teaching that. They exist, they're out there, but it's never going to become popular because the devils who run the world will keep shutting it down. It's not to say it has nothing to do with race or that nobody in Israel over there cannot be a true believer. It's beyond the point. It's not my point. My point is that it's a giant lie. They're not from Abraham. And you got these groups exposing that, and they're sucking people in, but then they create a damnable lie so that all this whole group could look as if they're crazy and stupid and racist. That's the goal of these people. And the way that they suck in these people, the only way to suck them in, people who are starting to be moved, and they're looking into truth seriously. The only way to suck them in is if there's something that has a lot more truth, has a lot more to offer than Christianity. And that's what the Hebrew Israelite camps offer. Otherwise, you would never suck them in. You would never win them over and deceive them. They would end up, seeing more and more truth, and that can't happen. So how do we stop them? Well, we offer a lot of truth to start with, to suck them in. Then we give them a big lie so it kills them. Like hate all white people. And you can't hate white people because of being white. You can't even hate people, let alone hating all white people. You're not even supposed to hate anyone. If you do, you continually do that without repenting, the Father's not in you anymore. That's what the scriptures say. Spirit leaves. See ya. You died. You're dead. Father's not in those people when they start having that kind of hatred. They will learn no further. That's the world we live in. 1 trillion different divisions. Probably literal too, 1 trillion, maybe more. It's all messed up. It's all coming along. They're all bringing these religions. That's what the mega churches are for too, I think. They're bringing in masses, that people that usually wouldn't come to church, right? Wouldn't become Christian because, church, strict rules, all this stuff. So then they created the mega churches to suck all the people that normally wouldn't go to some traditional church building. Now it's like I could, be loose with it, wear what I want, could go to parties and drink with the pastor and all this stuff and get drunk and wasted, walk around half naked like some of these pastors are from these mega churches. So now they sucked in who knows how many of those people just from those mega churches. It's all messed up. It was apostatized a long time ago, but it's just getting way worse. It's just way worse. It's even worse than it was. People are relying on people for truth, man. That's what they're doing. Just start worshiping the man. You can't do that. You have to keep seeking truth yourself to your creator and keep repenting of, evil to your creator. These people stop doing that. They get you to stop doing that by making you feel like you're part of a really holy, truthful group. Then you no longer repent for anything. I think that's all I got on this. Hebrew Israelite camps, Freemason deception, it's all one thing. It's going to have something to do with throwing a bunch of true believers in camps, making them all look like, that slavery is just going to continue for those people too, because they're going to get the whole world to believe that they're crazy. It's what the devil does. He pits everyone against each other. He's never won, How many times do they show you that in the movies? Whole entire movie, these people are one and they're buddies and tapping each other on the back, and then they all divide and kill each other and spread out. So they were never one to begin with. It's a massive deception. You know, Buddhists aren't Hinduist or Christians buddies or friends or brothers. They're all divided. They're not one. When a little bit of pressure or testing comes to see what they're made out of, they all go against each other and kill each other. It means they never were one to start with. That's it. Peace.